Triple G extends an olive branch to Abel Sanchez. Yeah, I like to say he's throwing him a bone, but let's talk about it.
Push the weight and no flex. Flex alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Okay. Breaking news. This just in. Just saw this article on Boxing Scene. Link will be in the description. It says Gennady Golovkin extends olive branch to former coach Abel Sanchez. Wow. Wow. We read a little bit from this article. It says, together former long-reigning middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin and trainer Abel Sanchez formed a mutually empowering union that saw the Kazakhstan fighter embrace the Mexican-style tenets of Sanchez teachings to become a household name in the U.S. by at one point posting 23 consecutive knockouts and proceeding to an eventual trilogy with Saul Canelo Alvarez. But here's the thing. Trilogy match. One pretty much by Canelo. Draw, 2 wins by Canelo. Didn't include Abel Sanchez because he was fired. Y'all forgot? He was fired. Hot pants. Burst into flames. He was fired. I said, what's going on there? Well, for those of you that forgot, I'm just going to give it a short version, but you can Google it. They split. Triple G fired him. What was it, 2018, 2019, something like that, due to a disagreement over what? Money. He felt that Gennady owed him a little more. And Gennady said, no, you don't. If you remember, Triple G had signed a large deal with DAZN, and it was reported that Sanchez had to take a pay cut. I don't remember. But I just found the overall thing amusing to me because of Abel Sanchez, his ideology towards black fighters. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just check my channel. The man said black fighters don't sell. We fight in a style that is less pleasing to the audience. Those are his words. Those are not my words. He said that. That's what he said. All right? This is before the pandemic and all that. Right? And Sanchez felt that he was shafted because Triple G didn't want to pay him. And I celebrated this because I didn't appreciate what Abel Sanchez said. I felt it was very disrespectful. He's not a stupid man. He knows boxing. He's been around longer than me. So for him to say that was ridiculous. You know, so Golovkin showed him, yeah, man, you know, because at one point I think Abel Sanchez said, yeah, I'm like a father to him. He's like a son to me. No. Golovkin's a twin, by the way. Golovkin has a twin brother. They know who their father is. Trust me, they do. So I celebrated this. I said, man, look at this. This is God at work right here. This is God at work. All right, but let me read a little bit more from this article. Sanchez briefly retired. He returned to fate. He returned. It says here in the article, he returned to take on elite level fighters, including his recent connection with heavyweight Filip Hrgovic. I saw him in the corner there, who recently earned a decision over Joe Joyce. And I'll stop right there. How convenient that they skipped over Dominic Breazeale. Now, here's why I'm pointing out the Dominic Breazeale situation that he worked with him. After Triple G fired him, and, you know, I don't know who else he had in his camp. Gennady Golovkin was his main gun, right? I do remember, let me take it a step back for a moment. When Canelo popped dirty, I remember Triple G did a commercial and you see Sanchez sitting there eating some steak. You know, he was around with the Canelo situation to a degree. So I'm just gonna post the article. You read it, and you take it for what it's worth. It's written by Lance Pugmire, so you can go ahead and read it. I'm just reading how he wrote it. You understand? But moving along, they conveniently don't mention in this article, Lance doesn't mention how he did a little stint with Dominic Breazeale. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when Dominic Breazeale was working with Abel Sanchez? Do you remember that? Who remembers that? I'm asking like it's a live stream, man. You know, but the reason I want to point that out was because that was also Dominic Breazeale's last fight. That was in sheesh. You know, it was I forgot. I don't know. But his last fight was against Otto Wallin. So take that, Abel Sanchez. That happened on your watch. He ran out and got you. He fought Dominic Breazeale, and Breazeale got his head knocked around by Otto Wallin. All right? And the reason why I'm pointing that out is because the man who said that Deontay Wilder needed a urban dictionary, he got rattled. And I'd love to hear him talk right now because, you know, what's concerning is he might not be talking straight because prior to that, Deontay Wilder, you know, knocked his head off. He comes back and fights Dominic Breazeale. He comes back and fights Otto Wallin. And he looked, if you go back and watch that fight, it got to be on YouTube somewhere. They were still fighting in the bubble. He was coming out of the pandemic. His legs looked wobbly. He just didn't look good. So maybe leaving was the best thing for him. But, you know, Abel Sanchez was held to a high standard because of his work with Gennady Golovkin. And Otto Wallin beat him like a drum. Done. And that happened on Abel Sanchez watch. Now, why am I pointing that out? He's a black fighter. How are you going to tell me that black fighters don't sell and we're this and we're that and we're less than, pretty much? And the next time we see you after Triple G fired you was in the corner of Dominic Breazeale, and incidentally, that was his last pro fight, according to BoxRec. I have it pulled up right now. That was his last professional fight. He hasn't announced the retirement that I know of. If y'all know about it, you let me know. I don't know. He may be retired. I don't know. But he didn't look good in the Otto Wallin fight. But yeah. So I want to point that out. So they separated. You know, he's popping up here and there. Dominic Breazeale, Filip Hrgović is in that corner. So it says here, after training in Canada for 3 years, they talk about this guy, Akhmedov, Sadriddin Akhmedov. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name. Where he crossed paths with Golovkin in Santa Monica's Churchill Boxing Club. Golovkin urged a countryman. Because they're from the same country, Kazakhstan. He told him to go seek Sanchez. He told him, go see that guy. Yeah. So Akhmedov goes to Sanchez and he says, and this is a quote, tells me Gennady suggested he come see me. That makes me feel great, Sanchez told Boxing Scene on Tuesday. Just because we had some issues with Golovkin's advisors doesn't take away from the fact that he's a great fighter and we had a great run. We made each other a lot of money and we made each other a lot of history. I wouldn't go that far. Y'all relationship is history. He didn't even call you up on the phone and say, hey, Abel, I'm sending you this guy. I send you, Abel, I send you this guy. He just sent him over there and the guy pops up. Akhmedov says, hey man, Gennady told me to come see you. He didn't even call you on the phone, to my knowledge. Well, let me read on. Maybe they spoke. Let me read on, because I'm reading this for the first time, y'all. While Golovkin developed his English and became a constant force in displaying his big drama show. Remember that? On HBO, that is no longer around. You already know. If you follow me, you know my take on that. Sanchez provided a confident voice, praising his fighters' rare and dedicated methods that lifted them to a record run. The middleweight title defense in a pair of great battles with Mexico's Alvarez. 2017 draw, 2018 majority decision loss. He goes on to say, it makes me feel good that he recognizes that I can help this kid. I'm good, I'm happy. Perhaps it will lead to a healing reunion between Triple G and Sanchez. Akhmedov is promoted by Golovkin's former promoter, Tom Loeffler. I would like that, Sanchez says. Let me stop right there. Let me explain something to you. If we had some business dealings and it went sour to the point where we're arguing over money, and I feel that I played a huge part in your success and I'm not getting paid what I'm worth, we're gentlemen. No need to scream and holler and cuss. We just won't deal with each other anymore. But you're going to send me some guy because he's from your country? And you're going to tell him that I was great for you, so go to me? And you didn't even call me and tell me that you sending me this kid or putting a word in for me? You know what I'd have told that kid? Yo, this ain't personal, but you call Gennady right now on your phone and tell him I said to eat a D between two slices of bread. Go ahead. You don't send anybody to me after you shaft. If I feel I got shafted, because that's what Sanchez says, pretty much. He felt he got shafted. They stopped speaking. They stopped working with each other. And you're gonna send this kid to me? Who do you think I am? A slave? What? Uh-oh. This is disrespectful as I read it. You couldn't get a phone call? Now, I don't know if they just did it business dealings, but kept the relationship, but that's not what I'm reading here. He goes on to talk about how this kid only has 15 fights. He has a lot to learn. Is he working with this kid off the strength of what Gennady told? Man, please. I'd be like, yo, do all of you guys over there on that side of the world, what, I'm supposed to help you, bring you up, and then what you gonna do? You're gonna shaft me like your man did? Who do you think I am? You shouldn't work with this kid off a general principle. It ain't got nothing to do with the kid. It has everything to do with principle. This is ridiculous. And Sanchez is putting up with this. Never forget what he said about black fighters. We're unexciting. We fight in a style that's not pleasing to the audience. Big drama show. Now you see why I have a problem with that? And no, guys, big drama show. I fight Mexican style. I'm like, what the hell is Mexican style? Is that Julio Cesar Chavez? Is that Marco Antonio Barrera? Is that Eric Morales? Is that Juan Manuel Marquez? Is that Chavez Jr.? Or what is big drama show? What is that? Is it Canelo? Because he don't fight like any of them. In fact, Canelo fights with what? Soul. He fights with soul. In fact, I'll go as far as to say it's rare that I've seen a Mexican that has great head movement like Canelo Alvarez. Uh-oh. So when you say we're unexciting, ask Canelo who are some of his favorite fighters. If he picks 5, I'm going to say 3 of them are black. If they're not, he's a liar. Cut it out. Stop it. This dude is really working with this kid. He's not standing on nothing. You were mad at Triple G. And based off what I've seen, he shafted you. Y'all wasn't speaking. Next thing you know, you pop up in a black fighter's corner. I'm like, look at that. Look at that. We was fighting in the bubble. He fought Dominic Breazeale fought Otto Wallin with no audience. And I said, look what he's doing. What? Dominic. Mr. Deontay needs an urban dictionary. And then you ran out. I took that what Abel Sanchez says is a bit of racism. There was a racist undertone in that. And then you went out and got him to train you, and we haven't seen you since. So that's a double-edged thing. You see, God, he ain't playing with you guys out here. Word Abel, that's what's in your brain. I'm going to take Gennady away from you. Dominic, you gonna fix your mouth to say that? No problem. After D knocked your head off, you need a new trainer. You ran out and got Abel Sanchez and Otto Violin beat you like a drum. And oh, look at Abel Sanchez. That's your work. And now you're working with Hrgovic. Hey, Abel Sanchez, look how they treating you. Just go over to him and get some knowledge. And don't worry. When you're about to reach that pinnacle, come over with us. We take care of our own. Sanchez shouldn't be working with this kid off a general principle. Now, I don't know if Triple G called him on the phone and there was a conversation. It's not saying that here. I'm just going off of what this is said. It says right here, these club shows will help the building. Not enough promoters do that, Sanchez said. What I'm looking for is this kid to do things we practice in the gym. If Tom can have him fight every 2 months like Gennady did, I would love that. Loeffler said he's eager to display the next KO King, trained by Abel Sanchez. Abel, if you fall for this, as soon as you bring this kid along, and remember, Abel, there's no more HBO to back these guys. HBO fell in its own sword. They brought in this European invasion. Next thing you know, Andre Ward got rid of KK Kovalev, and Golovkin was getting styled on by Canelo. That was the end of that. Klitschko's was fighting overseas. That was the end of that. Lomachenko losing to his second pro fight. The end. And I know these are different time frames, but it was all accumulative, because one thing is for sure, the ratings weren't as high. And y'all done cursed out and chased out Floyd Mayweather. Y'all did not care. When I tell you that these dudes stand on their principles and they literally will crash the plane rather than give it to a pilot if the pilot's black, who can land the plane and do great things. They said, nope. They hijacked Gennady Golovkin from us. I didn't have a problem with him. Next thing you know, I'm like, why they keep putting him in the same sentence as Marvin Hagler? Why is it that when he got this award, I forgot what award it was, they flew out Marvin Hagler to present him the award? I said, well, why are they treating us like Bernard Hopkins didn't exist at 160? What are they doing? Oh, I know what they're doing. And Abel played right along with it by saying what he said about black fighters. So your white fighter dumped you, and the next time I saw you after that was with Dominic Breazeale, whose career is over after I've seen you. Now you pop up with Hrgovic, and here come these Kazakhstan dudes sending you another guy. And you about to fall for it? Oh my gosh. You go ahead, man. You go right ahead. I'll be paying attention. I just want to talk about this real quick because I found it very interesting. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck.
Move!